Namaste, Acharya Ji. So my question for you, Acharya Ji, is how to live our life without expectations. So basically, I want to know like how to lead in future. Don't have that expectations problem basically.
So you had expectations, but those expectations were not met. Did that happen?
Yes, during COVID second wave, some things happened, and basically my dream company, which I attempt for, I was able to crack all its initial rounds, but during interview round, I have suffered COVID, so I was unable to do that. Then I had to make a complete switch and be here.
See, there is a thing called desire and there is a thing called purpose.
Yes,
You want to do something in life because you want to change, right? You want to become better, you want to feel better. Is that not so?
yes,
So there are two ways to change yourself. The easy and the common and the obvious way is the way of desire. Correct?
yes,
I want to become bigger or better or more prosperous, or I want to be called successful. So I desire all those things. The little problem with desire is that it does not know what is it that needs to be changed. I do not feel well with myself. So I guess that maybe by having a lot of money or that big car or a lot of prestige or some great person in my life, a man or a woman, I'll feel better. Please stay with the process. We want to come to the point of expectations. We want to understand what are expectations, where do they come from. So we are born feeling a little bit uneasy about ourselves, right?
yes,
We are misfits in the world. That's how we are born. And nobody is responsible for that. That's the very nature of birth. That's the ubiquitous human condition itself. We are not all right. And we also do not know why we are not all right. We just sense there is a vague feeling. There is a hazy experience of something being wrong all the time. Right? Even in our dreams, things are never perfect. Something is wrong all the time. There is that small little buzz at the back of the head. Are we together on this?
yes,
Right? So all that is experienced but not understood. We do not know what really is wrong with life. So we resort to, as we said, guesswork. We start making guesses. If I become an entrepreneur, if I have n rounds of funding, if I can come up with an IPO in the 4th year, if I can then go and buy a mansion in the UK, I'll probably be all right then. Correct? That's desire. Desire wants to correct the internal situation, but without knowing what the internal situation really is. That's desire. So desire is not ill-intentioned. Nobody desires bad things to happen to himself. It's just that desire is not aware. Desire has the right intention, but very little awareness. Are you getting it? And another name for desire is expectation. You would have sensed. So that's where expectations come from. We expect great things to happen without knowing why we want great things to happen and what the definition of greatness really is. There is nobody without expectations. Everybody is desiring, expecting, wanting all the time. And we want because there is a certain restlessness. We know something is wrong. We do not exactly know what is wrong. So that's expectation. And then there is purpose. Purpose comes from seeing what is wrong. I know what is it that ails me. And the purpose of my life is to take care of the ailment. That's purpose. So desire or expectation is very different from purpose. Desire just has a vague, hazy sensation. Oh, I'm not all right. That's what desire says, and it has no clarity beyond that. I'm not all right. Can you please explain what is not all right? And desire will fall silent. Or will start uttering something either nonsensical or roundabout. Purpose, first of all, figures out what exactly is wrong. What exactly is wrong? Who am I? What do I suffer from? And therefore, what is it that I need to now do? That's purpose. A young man ought to have purpose in life. Expectations are small things. And the thing with purpose is, it can never be defeated. Because purpose is arising out of your inner condition. If inner condition has yet not been rectified, corrected, healed, how can you say the purpose is met or that the purpose is defeated? If you are alive, the purpose has to be alive. Because purpose is connected to something inner. Whereas expectations are all related to something outer. I expect to own a house by next year. I expect to migrate to the US within 2 years. I expect success in that kind of endeavor within 6 months. I expect to raise funding. All of these are things related to the external world. You wanted to raise money. You couldn't raise money. That was somebody else's money. He decided to not give it to you. So expectations can be defeated. Desires can remain unmet. In fact, there is a great probability desires will remain unmet because the external world does not follow your commands or wishes. You want something. The world is not obliged to provide you that thing. That's the thing with desire. It frequently remains unmet. And it can even be permanently defeated. Another scenario, a very scary scenario is possible. You get what you desire and then you discover that the thing that you have obtained is not giving you what you wanted from it. You were restless before your desire was met, and you find yourself restless even after you get the object of your desire. So that way, desire does not help much, whether it is met or remains unmet. A purpose is a different thing altogether. It is an unending project. It can never give you failure, and it will keep you moving all your life, because it can never give you complete success either. So you will find yourself internally compelled to keep moving all your life. Is that not a blessing? So have a purpose. Do not have expectations. It's not very mature to nourish expectations within. Instead, be committed to a huge goal that arises from inner realization. Just having a huge goal is not sufficient. That goal must arise from your clarity. You must know why you must reach there, or why that kind of change needs to be brought about. And that why can become clear only when you know who you are. Being in touch with your insides is very, very important. You must have a way to know who you really are. The content of your mind and the center of your mind. You must have a way to know these. Otherwise, one can keep running about endlessly. And life is short. You will find you are at the end of it all. And you won't even realize where you lost that little thing called life. 60, 80 years is just nothing. Blink of an eye. Have I been able to make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, regarding this, I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
Sir, you talked about purpose. So, how to move in a direction of finding our purpose? Like, it's a very broad thing, a thing like finding your purpose. Many people end up their life still they didn't find their purpose. Exactly. Many people might have many purpose in life, like 1, 2, 3 numbers. So how to get a direction that we are moving towards a purpose? How to make a sense of it?
The direction is within. The inner direction is the one that will reveal you your purpose. What is it that affects you? What is it that you love? What is your distinct individual need? You're not obliged to do what the other one is doing, right? If 1,000 people are running after something, that's no guarantee that the thing is for you as well. So, the purpose becomes clear when you give yourself the silence and the courage to ask, come on, this is my name. Who am I? Where have I come from and what do I want? What are my hurts? What grievances am I nursing? And what really are my aspirations? Where do my hurts come from and where do my aspirations come from? What is worthy enough to dedicate my life to? And that's another difference between desire and purpose, you see. Your desire can never be bigger than you. That which you desire, you want to consume. That which you consume can never be your Lord. That which you consume is always for you. It's a small thing that you can ingest. Whereas your purpose has to be bigger than yourself. Your purpose is something great enough and beautiful enough to command your commitment and dedication. With desire, the word that comes is consumption. And with purpose, what rhymes is devotion. And life is great when life is devoted. And there can be no devotion without understanding, right? You have to understand, you have to go into yourself. We are all very sensitive people within. There are vulnerabilities. There are those heartstrings. And if you can just very gently tug at them, you will hear an inner music. Reply to that. Nod to that. Acknowledge that. Just taking up the current trend, the in thing, that's more often than not just a recipe towards failure. And when I mean failure, I do not mean lack of fulfillment of desire. Failure means not even knowing what the right purpose of life is. There is no failure bigger than that. One lived his entire life without ever knowing what life is. That's what failure is.
Thank you so
Welcome.